I was thinking I decided a lot. Yeah, I'll think about it. But if you
I really think it's that missing.
Going about it in the best.
Am I?
You're real worried about Tampa for
And Mexico with the earthquake. She doesn't shop
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start.
All right, despite the bright, flashy lights and the excitement, I'm not sure, I think it was Sarah that was too hot for the room. So, anyway, welcome everybody. Good morning. I would like to thank you all for being here and staying through the excitement. This is the 7th Annual Disability Employment Award Celebration here in St. Petersburg. Before we begin, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And we would like to have a moment of silence remembering those affected by Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, Maria, as well as the victims in Las Vegas. So a moment of silence, please. All right, thank you. Good morning, I'm Jeff Patterson. I'm a reporter with News Channel 8, and I am thrilled to be your MC for the 2nd year in a row. I really enjoyed last year's event, and I know this year's event is going to be even better. Your host for today's event is the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, or as they like to call themselves, VR. For those of you who are not familiar with vocational rehabilitation, they are the state agency that helps people with disabilities go to work. They work with people who have physical disabilities, mental health disorders, developmental disabilities, and sensory impairments. All services provided by VR are designed to help a person prepare for, get, and keep a job. I'd like to introduce John Howell, who is the Area 4 Regional Director for Vocational Rehabilitation, so he can share some information about the local VR offices. John.
Well, thank you, Jeff, and thank you all so much for being here today. My area includes Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsborough. We have 127 employees in 13 different offices. Last fiscal year, we helped 1,173 people with disabilities become employed. Statewide, vocational rehabilitation helped 5,976 people with significant disabilities to find a job. Yes. Right now, we're working with more than 6,300 people with disabilities in Area 4 to provide them services so that they can go to work. As an area director for vocational rehabilitation, I work with 3 local career source boards in the greater Tampa Bay area. Those are Career Source Pasco Hernando, Career Source Tampa Bay, and Career Source Pinellas. VR partners with our local workforce boards to help local employers find ideal candidates to help their businesses thrive. We're happy to have you all here with us today to honor these employers. So I'll turn it back over to Jeff. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. And we are pleased to have a number of dignitaries with us today. The Mayor of St. Petersburg, Rick Kreisman. Congressman Charlie Crist from the U.S. House of Representatives, District 13. State Senator Jeff Brandes with his legislative aide, Melissa Hertzfield. Senator Jack Ladvala with his legislative aide, Drew Aldekaki. Pinellas County Commissioners Pat Gerard, Charlie Justice, and Dave Eggers. Sarah Anderson is the Regional Director for the U.S. Senator Bill Nelson. Thanks, Sarah. And Sarah Goldman is the Disability Advocate and Legislative Aide to Representative Kathleen Peters. Mike Sutton from Habitat for Humanity with customer Travis Leslie. Mike. And State Representative Wingay Newton is also here. Any dignitaries I missed in the audience here? All right, thank you. And now we have the honor of having a proclamation declared, and let me tell you a little bit about the man who is going to present that before we call him up here. This is a Disability Employment Awareness Day on behalf of the City of St. Petersburg. And to present that will be Mayor Rick Kreisman, who has been the mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida since January of 2014. As mayor, he leads an organization of nearly 3,000 employees and governs more than 250,000 residents. Prior to becoming mayor, Rick Kreisman served in the Florida House of Representatives. He also served in District 1 in the St. Petersburg City Council and served as council chairman. Please give a warm welcome to St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman.
Good morning, everyone. Before I read this proclamation, I just wanted to say one thing. I feel incredibly fortunate in the job of mayor. You get to do and see a lot of things that have a lasting impact on you. And I want to thank my friends at Placement Works, and I probably shouldn't be calling someone out specifically, but I want to thank them because I have had the honor of visiting so many businesses, and it's wonderful that I can say that because of their hard work, but so many businesses in St. Petersburg who have employed people with disabilities, and to get to see the impact firsthand, not only on the person who's disabled and the joy on their face of the job and what they're doing, but on the employers and the people that they're working with and the impact that person has on that employer and on everyone who works in that company. So to all the companies in St. Petersburg who I've had the pleasure of visiting and those I haven't yet had a chance to visit, thank you. All right, proclamation. Whereas Florida's vocational rehabilitation program within the Department of Education assists people with disabilities so they may become employed. And whereas during the history of this program, vocational rehabilitation has had an overwhelming impact on the lives of thousands of citizens in Florida with disabilities by offering services including job placement, job training, support services, and job coaching. And whereas vocational rehabilitation helped 196 City of St. Petersburg and 264 Pinellas County residents and 5,976 Floridians with significant disabilities achieve their employment goals last year. And whereas Pinellas County employers provided on-the-job training to vocational rehabilitation customers, preparing them for employment opportunities. And whereas vocational rehabilitation has substantially contributed to the tax revenues of the City of St. Petersburg, Pinellas County, and the state of Florida by helping individuals with disabilities go to work, thus enabling many to leave public assistance and become tax-paying citizens. And whereas the City of St. Petersburg joins the rest of the nation in recognizing the contributions of the 3.5 million Floridians with disabilities by celebrating October 6, 2017 as National Disability Employment Awareness Day. Now, therefore, I, Rick Kreisman, Mayor of the great City of St. Petersburg, do hereby proclaim October 6, 2017, as Disability Employment Awareness Day in St. Petersburg, and commend the programs for their dedication and outstanding assistance toward improving the quality of life for the citizens of Florida with disabilities. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Kreisman, very much. Please express our gratitude to the members of the city delegation, and this is quite an honor for VR. Our next distinguished guest is Charlie Crist. He is no stranger to Pinellas County and the city of St. Petersburg, his hometown. Charlie has spent his life's work serving his fellow Floridians. He was first elected to the Florida Senate in 1992. In 2000, after 2 terms as state senator, he went on to champion public education as the state's education commissioner. In 2002, he was elected Florida Attorney General, and somewhere in the middle of that, during a hurricane, he stopped on US 19 in the middle of a storm to talk to a reporter because he was championing the rights of Floridians against price gouging in the middle of a storm. And then he became Florida's 44th governor from 2007 to 2011. Currently, he is serving Florida's 13th congressional district in the United States House of Representatives. Please welcome Congressman Charlie Crist.
Thank you, Jeff, very much. I remember stopping on US 19. I want to thank my fellow elected officials for being here. It's very important that those of us who serve you have the opportunity to be with you and to hear from you and understand what your challenges are and what your needs are. And so the fact that they have all taken of their time to be here this morning is pretty important. So please give them all a round of applause. You know, individuals with disabilities have obvious challenges, and all of us have challenges, some big, some not so big, and you know, what you're about and what you do is so important to the betterment of human beings and enriching their life and making all of our lives that much more meaningful. And while many businesses here, and you are to be complimented, reach out and help others, and provide that opportunity for so many in Florida, particularly here in Tampa Bay, and especially in Pinellas County, which I am very, very proud to be from. It is an amazing feat that you achieve. And you know, it's rewarding certainly for the individual who gets the employment, who gets a job, who finds a career. But in many ways, it's just as important to the employer. The gratification and the satisfaction that you receive from simply doing good cannot be underestimated. It's incredibly important, and I know that you know that. Today, among our elected officials, we have here Republicans and Democrats. But an issue like this has no partisan boundary. It's about people. It's about humanity. It's about doing the right thing. And we have seen a lot of unfortunate incidents recently in America, some of them weather-related, some of them criminal-related. But these things have a way of bringing us all together. Just this past week in the House of Representatives in Washington, a gentleman named Steve Scalise, who was one of the leaders of the Republican House, came back to the House floor for the first time since he had been shot practicing for a baseball game. And it was a moving moment and probably was my best day in the United States House of Representatives because every single individual stood up and applauded for over 10 minutes his return. Republican, Democrat, it didn't matter. From the north or the south, the east or the west, everybody came together as Americans. And that's what makes us so strong. We are the United States of America. And in some ways, we're quite divided, and I understand that. But when important things happen, we come together, like helping people gain important employment, an important career, a livelihood that will lead them the rest of their lives and give them the dignity that all of us deserve. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm humbled to be invited to come. God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Congressman. Our next dignitary is Jack Latvala, who fortunately was able to stick with us despite our morning excitement. He does have a busy schedule, and I want to make sure that we move this along. Mr. Latvala has been a resident of Pinellas County since 1979. He first served in the Florida Senate from 1994 to 2002 before returning to office in 2010. He is the current chair of the Pinellas Legislative Delegation and is also the chairman of the full Senate Appropriations Commission. This past month, the Able Trust recognized Senator Latvala and honored him as the organization's Senator of the Year for 2017. Please help me welcome Senator Jack Latvala.
Thank you very much. It is true that the chairman of the Pinellas Legislative Delegation is named Latvala, but he has a different first name. That's Representative Chris Latvala, who is the chairman of the delegation. I was chairman last year. It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's a pleasure to be here with my colleagues, almost all of whom I have served with in some capacity in Tallahassee, some of us longer ago than others. Congressman Chris and I served together, I think we were serving together 20 years ago at this time. In Tallahassee, in adjoining districts, in the same political party then, but we're still friends and we're still working for Pinellas County. I want to thank you for all that you do to help our individuals with disabilities find jobs. We've got employers here, we've got a lot of folks that work in government to help them, and it's a very successful program. I'm very high on the idea of government trying to help people that have the hardest time helping themselves. We have a lot of people want to get help from government that can help themselves, but folks with disabilities need a little extra special help, and I'm always happy to be there with them. One of the main reasons I'm here today, though, is for one of the speakers who also got an award from Able Trust with the same time I did recently, who is just such an inspiration. She's an inspiration for all of us, but she's been a special inspiration for me because she works in our legislative delegation for Representative Peters. And Sarah, I just, words don't really adequately describe how I think about you. You're just a wonderful young lady. And you're very lucky to have two parents that hang in there with you every day. And we're going to hang in there with you every day. But Sarah's not going to like this too much, but it's also come to my attention that today's a very important day otherwise for Sarah, and it's Sarah's birthday today. So Congressman Chris is going to lead us all in singing happy birthday to Sarah. All right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you. We love you. I'm sorry I'm not going to be, I mainly came to hear you talk, but I'm going to have to leave because I got to be all the way over at USF, and that's a long way. So good luck to all of you. If I can ever be of assistance, please call me. Thank you. I need to get one of those.
Hang on, I've got to update my contact list now. It's Chris Latvala. You know, the problem when you've been a reporter as long as I have here, it's Representative Chris, not Governor. It's now State Representative Newton, not Councilman. You guys move around a little bit, I'm sorry. And thank you for doing that, by the way. Thank you for serving your community, as long as many of you have. Our next dignitary is Pat Gerard, who was elected to the Pinellas County Commission in 2014 and represents District 2. Previously, she served as the mayor of Largo, elected in 2006 and re-elected in 2009 and 2012. During her tenure with Largo, the city built Pinellas County's first platinum LEED certified building and streamlined the permit application process, allowing small businesses to grow and create new jobs during the economic downturn. Please help me in welcoming Commissioner Pat Gerard.
Good morning. This thing has really grown since the last time I was here. Congratulations on that. That's wonderful. On behalf of the County Commission, I just want to thank you all for being here and thank you for everything that you do on behalf of disabled people in our community and in our state. As a graduate of the rehab counseling program at USF and a lifelong human services person, I appreciate everything that you do. I've been a fan of VR for a long, long time, and Abilities, although I know that's not their name right now. Vincent House, Placement Works. I know how dedicated you are and what dedication it takes to work with employers to convince them to do the best thing they probably do ever, and to employ people who are dedicated and who are capable. And we appreciate every one of you too that's in here that's done that knows the satisfaction of doing that and reaping the rewards, because disabled people work just as hard as everybody else and sometimes harder, and we appreciate your dedication and your commitment to helping. So thank you very much for being here.
Our next dignitary is Charlie Justice, who was elected to the Pinellas County Commission in 2012 and represents District 3. I'm sorry. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Les Goldman, a member on the board of the Able Trust and the father of our keynote speaker, Sarah Goldman. We appreciate the involvement and the support from the Able Trust helping the VR put on this event. Mr. Goldman, would you like to come forward and say a few words, sir?
Thank you very much, and good morning, and welcome from the board and the staff of the Able Trust. Yes, I am Sarah's father, but I am also a board member of the Able Trust and have been on the board for the past 5 years. Very glad to be here this morning to participate in this event, the Disability Employment Awareness Celebration as part of the DEAM, Disability Employment Awareness Month, and Day as well. Some of you may be familiar with the Able Trust, some of you may not. So I'll just quickly tell you that the Able Trust is an organization that's been around for more than 25 years. Certainly a key leader in providing successful employment opportunities for Floridians with disabilities. We provide programs such as educating employers regarding internships for people with disabilities. We educate students through a high school high-tech program, and we host youth empowerment programs as well. We're fortunate, and in my opinion, blessed in many cases to work with organizations in the St. Pete and surrounding areas to help us accomplish our mission. Many of those organizations are here today and well represented. We're also pleased to work with legislators in the district who have so faithfully supported our mission, and those who support our partners as well. As a supporting organization, we work in concert with the Florida Division of Voc Rehab, or VR as it's been called. Our missions are very compatible, and we have a common goal, and that is, again, to ensure Floridians have an opportunity to be inclusive in the workforce, those with disabilities. In our more than 25 years in serving Floridians, the Able Trust has put thousands of people to work, thousands of people with disabilities specifically to work. And we look forward to working with everyone in this room in doing that for many, many more years to come. So I want to thank everyone for giving me a moment to speak with you.
All right, I also want to recognize a man who's actually helped me on a number of different stories as he has looked out for the rights of a number of Floridians. Next, we have Jeff Brandis, who was born and raised here in St. Petersburg. He served in the Florida House of Representatives before his election to the Florida Senate in 2012. Jeff is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, having served in the famed 101st Airborne Division and honorably serving as a first lieutenant leading over 75 convoys through various regions of Iraq during his 14 months of deployment. Please help me in welcoming Senator Jeff Brandis.
Thank you. There's a lot of politicians up here, so I'm going to be quick. I just want to say thank you for all the work that you do and all the great work we're going to continue to do for many, many years. And I'm excited to continue to work with you. God willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll get elected again next year in 2018, and then we'll work with you till 2022. But I'm excited to work every day on the challenging issues of this state and helping you be as successful as we can get us all to be together. So with that, I'll yield the balance of my time. I always love to say that. Thanks.
I'd also like to recognize and ask to come up to speak former City Councilman and current State House of Representatives member, Wingay Newton.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, my strength, O Lord, my Redeemer. Good morning. I want to recognize my LA, Mr. Cyrus Calhoun III, Wave Cyrus, his video. It's a pleasure to be here again. Every time I get the invitation to come to this event, I'm excited about it, and I try to move hell and high water to make sure I'm here. My oldest sister was, she was a deaf mute. She attended St. Augustine School for the Deaf and Blind. And I was happy that people saw her ability, not her disability. Every time I hear that dis word, it moves me in a bad way. Because that means there's something wrong with somebody, and I don't believe in that. I believe in seeing what they can do to help everybody else. But hopefully we'll get away from the disability and see the ability in people to give them opportunity to realize their full potential and be able to work. Yes. And it's important that the government do come alongside and partner and make sure they provide those opportunities for individuals to have employment and realize their independence, because all they ever wanted was a job and an opportunity to be able to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Newton. We are here today to honor outstanding employers who go the extra mile in hiring people with disabilities and educating other employers about the many positive benefits of doing so. First, we'd like to acknowledge past winners of our Outstanding Employer Award who are with us today. I understand we have Michelle Heitz-Prang from TSE Industries. TSE saw each person's unique capabilities and placed each person within their interests, capabilities, and potential to succeed. Alan Kale, COO and Loyal Arango, Director of Education, and Candace Holcher, Director of Development Director, and Shannon Sloan, Director of Marketing of Great Explorations Museum. In 2010, Great Explorations Children's Museum was one of the first honorees in Pinellas County, and they continue to be a great employer of persons with disabilities. Thank you. Welcome back Bill Dietz and Dana Jedrick of GCE, which has grown to become one of the largest employers of people with disabilities under their Ability One program. Thank you. We also have Rolanda Moya and Corinthia Riley of Kilwins. If anyone has the opportunity to visit a Kilwins establishment, thank you, and watch our consumers at work, you can see the fun and respect that they have and how they enjoy working there. Also here today is Roman Cowan from College Hunks Hauling Junk. We thank you for their inclusion of making a difference in the lives of persons with disabilities. Don and Gwen Arvin from Casita Taqueria. We thank you for their caring and supportive nature, employing persons with disabilities and making them feel at home away from home. And Billy Brown with JC Prado Group, and Eric Sabo with the Missy Stefanos Group from McDonald's. McDonald's see the talent and abilities of individuals with disabilities. Their associates always focus on the abilities, so thank you very much. We welcome Rob Cameron and Monique Denver from Ward's Seafood. Thank you. They treat our folks like family. Management has a philosophy of gaining knowledge of each person's unique abilities and interests, which brings both parts of the team great success, and thank you to Ward's. We have Richard LeBron, the store manager of Winn-Dixie. Thank you, Richard. Winn-Dixie has made sure consumers feel not only needed, but also wanted by creating specialized positions. Thank you for your caring approach. And we also welcome a representative of Wendy's, Terry Sinnett and Jason Carter. Dave Thomas left a legacy for his team to reaching out and to children through his foundation for adoption, as well as continually hiring individuals with disabilities and carving out positions specialized to their abilities. So thank you for all you do at Wendy's. We also have Ron Cicino from Cicino's. Since 1916, Ron and Greg Cicino have been a staple in the St. Petersburg area. I don't think Ron and Greg have been here since 1916, but Cicino's has been here since 1916, a staple in the St. Petersburg area, and they have a passion for supporting individuals with disabilities, so thank you to Cicino's. Courtney Lee from the Mangasson Hotel, thank you for your longtime support and the difference you've made in taking a young man with no experience and making him a part of your family at Mangasson's. Thank you. Roy Allen and Casey Rivera from TJ Maxx, a company that continues to make accommodations for individuals as needed. Thank you. They certainly take the time to learn about the special needs and characteristics of those they hire. Also joining us today from the Veterans Administration at Bay Pines, represented by Abdoli Jamea, Chief of EMS, Juanita Johnson, the laundry foreman, Kevin Evans, the line distribution supervisor, Jerry Dunmore, Assistant Chief of EM/SVR, and consumers Jaron McBride, Jason Humphrey, Woodrow Lowe, Marcus Huppenbecker, Tyrone Griffin. Thank you. The VA has a long-standing history of working closely with our consumers, from the director of the Veterans Administration to the individual supervisors. The VA embraces our employment specialists, and they will reach out when there are needs or simply give positive feedback. So thank you to you all. We also want to recognize Crown Automotive Center, represented by Jim Myers, President, and Craig Blackledge, the General Manager. Crown does an amazing job at brainstorming to recognize that a few simple accommodations can truly make positions possible and promote success for persons with disabilities. Management and immediate supervisors take the time to see the capabilities and the potential of an individual, taking each individual under their wing to ensure not only success, but employment retention as well. So thank you to Crown. We welcome the Pinellas County Clerk of Courts, represented by Dondi Irish. The Clerk of Courts, thank you, Dondi. The Clerk of Courts made a great accommodation to ensure the success of the consumer. Management developed a job description tailored just for this individual. Supervisors recognized that by making small adjustments, you can gain an incredible employee. This individual became an employee the Clerk of Courts could rely upon. And last but not least, we have Megan Myers from Monin. This is a great, caring, compassionate employer that has gone way above the call of duty to change an individual's life. So thank you to them. I hope I haven't missed any other past honorees and who are with us this morning representing our outstanding businesses. If I missed anybody, please stand up. Whew. Okay. We also want to acknowledge some local honorees who were recognized at the state level this past Wednesday, October 4th in Tallahassee. Dusatrain of Clearwater. Publix, and Sodexo. Thank you all. Tammy Taylor, Corporate Association Relations Manager, is here today representing multiple Publix stores in the Tampa Bay area. We commend Publix to keeping their tradition and vision for making a difference. Just last year, they hired 319 Floridians with disabilities. It comes as no surprise that Publix is recognized as an outstanding employer as they have hired 1,190 employees with disabilities over just the last 5 years. So congratulations again to Publix. We also celebrate Sodexo for hiring a total of 62 employees with disabilities in the past 5 years. A warm welcome and congratulations to Kathy Swan, who is the operations supervisor for Sodexo. Sodexo is willing to accommodate individuals and give the opportunity to those truly in need. They are a large company with a large heart that goes above and beyond. And we are glad all of you are with us here today, still leading the way in diversifying your workforce by hiring people with disabilities. Congress has designated each October as National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and activities have taken place throughout the country to increase the public's awareness of the contributions and skills of American workers with disabilities. Various programs carried out during the month also highlight the specific employment barriers that need to be addressed and removed. The progress we have made here in Florida is a direct result of the support and the great work that all of you do. There are more than 3 million Floridians, roughly 1/5 of our state's population, living daily with some type of physical or mental disability, and many of them want to go to work. Every dollar invested in rehabilitating a VR customers, $8.38 are returned to the economy. Making funds available to persons with disabilities not only helps them, but also local and state economies as well, and as well as your businesses. But the real heroes are the employers who give people with disabilities a chance to become productive members of society. Would all of the employers, anyone who is here today, who has hired someone with a disability, please stand. Well, all of you are why we are here today. They are also our state and local leaders who recognize the contributions of people with disabilities. They make them look like abilities, not their disabilities. Employers now have 2 additional tools to help them in their search for potential employees: the Abilities Work web portal and the Help Desk. The Abilities Work Help Desk can help employers find a job candidate who has the skills needed to do a job and answer any questions about hiring people with disabilities. Last year, the Help Desk was contacted by 250 times on behalf of more than 100 different businesses. It also has seen success with 42 contacts from employers for positions available and 9 placements. Since operations began in 2014, the Abilities Work Help Desk has been contacted over 550 times on behalf of nearly 200 different businesses. It's also seen success with about 120 contacts from employers and available with 21 different placements. Any employers can call the Help Desk at 844-245-3405 or visit the job portal on the Department of Economic Opportunities Employment Marketplace website to look for your next hire. We have some information about the Help Desk also available on the VR table. Now, turning in another direction, it is with great pleasure, when we were supposed to keep the birthday on the down low, weren't we? Jack Ledvella blew that out of the water. I'm so sorry. Okay, turning in another direction is with great pleasure I want to introduce to you today one of our keynote speaker, Sarah Goldman. When a reporter on Deadline calls the office of State Representative Kathleen Peters, and the deadline was actually an hour ago, the calm and reassuring voice on the other end of the phone is Sarah Goldman, an advocate for people with disabilities and a district aide to Representative Kathleen Peters. We also hear from Mike Sutton with Habitat for Humanity and consumer Travis Leslie, an outstanding employee for Habitat. They will share with us both sides of their story. So please help us welcome our speakers today. Thank you. Sarah is an outstanding disabilities advocate who has been recognized and awarded multiple times for her tenacious and exemplary personal and professional achievements. Among these include the advocating for community integration and employment and inclusion of individuals with developmental disabilities. She currently serves as the aide for Representative Kathleen Peters and is the secretary for the Able Trust Youth's Programs Alumni Association. Sarah is a model for showing the impact that one person can have for an entire community through her tireless effort and enthusiasm. In just the past few years, she has created a Florida House of Representatives resolution to recognize Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month in Florida, and testified before congressional committees that impact people with disabilities. She joins us here today to share her story and, more importantly, to inspire others in their fight for disability rights. Please join me in welcoming Sarah Goldman.
Thank you so much. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Thank you so much for the introduction, Jeff, and thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. I would like to just take a few minutes to share a little bit about my story, my journey to employment, and why it is so important for people with disabilities to have equal opportunity in gaining substantial employment. I was born with cerebral palsy. This affects my arms and legs and also makes my muscles very stiff. And actually today is World Cerebral Palsy Day, so there's a lot of things happening today. My parents raised me to believe that I was like anybody else and that I should have equal opportunities. The push for independence continued when I was about to graduate high school and move away to college. I knew that I wanted to go away to school just like everybody else, with needing help of activities of daily living, like showering, getting dressed, and getting in and out of bed. I knew that it would be a challenge to figure out services without living with my mom, who was my primary caregiver. Through a lot of persistence, I was able to obtain the care that I needed to live away at college. My mom is a teacher, and I always enjoyed playing school as a kid. I wanted to follow in her footsteps and become a teacher. I loved taking all of my education classes at the University of Central Florida, where I went to undergrad. I was in my first internship when the reality of being a teacher hit me. I was working with a young kindergarten boy, and his shoe came untied. He looked at me and he said, "Miss Sarah, can you please tie my shoe?" And I knew that I couldn't even tie my own shoes. I looked at him and I said, "I'm sorry, but I can't tie my own shoes." He looked at me and said, "But you're in charge." It was at that moment that I realized I probably needed to reevaluate my career choice. And I knew that I always loved working with people, hearing their stories, and helping them overcome obstacles. It was at that point that I switched my major to social work. While I was in the social work program, also at the University of Central Florida, I turned 21. When you turn 21, you age out of the Medicaid Children's Services Program, which takes away all of your personal care assistance and all of your access to therapies. I was in the middle of taking my final undergrad classes, and I had to make a decision whether I was going to stay and finish my degree or have to move home without the care I had to support me. Luckily, with the help of agencies like Vocational Rehab and the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, I was able to get the care that I needed to continue school and graduate. Having to advocate for these services helped me to fuel my fire more to be a social worker, and also to become a policy advocate to make changes so that nobody else had to experience what I went through. I decided to go to Florida State University for my master's in social work. Florida State had a clinical program, but they also had a policy track that helped me specialize in learning how to become a better advocate. There, I was also able to get 2 internships at the Capitol, which taught me more about the legislative process and how to be an advocate. After graduation, though, I began to see more challenges that would come onto my path. I heard from mentors with disabilities that I had to be careful in finding a job because if I earned too much income or had too much money in savings, I would lose all of my waiver services that helped me get up and go to work. I remember talking with a benefits specialist who told me to apply for Section 8 housing, to work part-time, and to get on food stamps. I was told that working with a disability was basically not ideal. I didn't want to risk losing my services, but I also know that I had just earned a master's degree, and I wanted to use my gifts to help change the world. The system was backwards, but I knew that that would not stop me from achieving full-time employment. When I interviewed with my current boss, who is a state representative, I remember telling her at my interview about the financial issues that I would face if I earned more than $30,000, which is the maximum salary that you can earn in Florida before you lose your Medicaid services. I told her I would not be able to have a 401k and save for retirement and also save more than $2,000 in my savings account. I thought that she was going to fall out of her chair. She literally almost did, and told me that if we worked together, she would help me figure out a way that we could fix this issue for all Floridians with disabilities. Now that we are heading into our second legislative session, it is our hope that we will be able to start working on a bill that will help people with disabilities have the financial freedom to go to work full-time and not have to worry about losing their benefits. Disability Employment and Awareness Month is so critical because it helps employers get educated about how qualified and gifted people with disabilities truly are. But it also helps to open your eyes to see how many barriers still stand in our way of gaining substantial employment. There are plenty of employers in this room today who are being recognized for going above and beyond to give people with disabilities a chance for employment. Having gone through the employment search myself, I know just how much it means for someone to believe in you, not because you have a disability, but because you have talents despite it. I hope that what you see today at this event will encourage you to see the potential that people with disabilities have. I would love to see Disability Employment and Awareness Month not just be in October or October 6th, but every single day of the year. I hope that with more disability advocates out there like me, we can continue to knock down the barriers that prohibit people with disabilities from gaining substantial employment. My hope is that when you leave here today, you will continue to educate yourself and get connected to the agencies like vocational rehab who can help you make a difference in a person with a disability's life. Going to work each and every day gives me a purpose. It helps me to believe that I can make a change in the world. While my passions may be in the political and advocacy realm, there are lots of other people who are gifted artists, business or marketing majors, and even medical techs. You never know whose life you can change because you stepped outside of your comfort zone to help make a difference in someone else's life. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to my story this morning and for all you do on behalf of people with disabilities.
I want to step outside of my comfort zone for this moment, this occasional moment. I'm losing my voice, but I only did this once on the House floor for Rep. Berman, and she made me promise I wouldn't sing for anybody else. But I got to do this. You're so worthy. Here we go. Well, look out, Sarah, here I am with your singing telegram sent to sing you wishes for a very happy birthday. I bet the last thing you'd expect is a waiter dressed in black sent to sing you wishes for a very happy birthday. Sneaky, I am so sneaky. Although I may have caught you off your guard, aren't I more fun than a card? Hope this brought you quite a lift. You deserve a special gift. I must say you're really nifty. Have a happy birthday.
We're going to keep that on the down low about your birthday, okay? It's the one thing she told me before we started. Just, okay. Mike Sutton has served as the CEO of the Habitat for Humanity for nearly 4 years. During his time as CEO, the organization has more than doubled the number of families served, and in turn has doubled the amount of staff that calls Habitat for Humanity their work home. Not only has Habitat Pinellas shown diversity in the families that they partner with, but also in the staff that works in the administrative office, on build sites, and in their restores. Please join me in welcoming Mike Sutton as he talks about what diversity in the workforce looks like in a nonprofit, settling and how partnering with other organizations is helping Habitat to achieve their goals of inclusion. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. I really didn't want to follow Sarah, but I have no problem following Wenge after that singing. At Habitat, we have a saying that our program offers a hand up to the families with whom we partner, meaning we give families and individuals the tools and training to make themselves successful homeowners. With a philosophy in nurturing the skills and personal responsibility that help diverse families help themselves, it felt like Habitat's responsibility to use that philosophy in the workplace. Our mission statement reads, "Putting God's love into action, Habitat for Humanity builds homes, hope, and community." With nearly 500 families served, we're pretty confident on the building homes portion of that statement. But as an organization, we realize that our building hope and building community means so much more. There's no debate that our community is made up of diverse individuals, but the true definition of diversity and inclusion, particularly in the workplace, can be left behind. Having female employees working on our construction site is one way we display diversity, but we acknowledge that it's only scratching the surface of becoming a diverse and inclusive organization. In an effort to understand what diversity and inclusion in the workplace looks like, we begun partnering with organizations like Placement Works. Placement Works is a nonprofit organization who specializes in assisting individuals with disabilities in finding meaningful employment. With an 81% retention rate, Placement Works partners with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation to find their enthusiastic and able clients long-term and rewarding work. In August of this year, Habitat Pinellas had the privilege of hiring a very unique individual with the guidance and assistance of Placement Works. I'm joined here today by Travis Leslie, one of our newest Restore team members. Travis works 20 hours a week assisting customers and stocking product in our Restore. His supervisor, who's also here, John, describes Travis as being ambitious and having a desire to do his job to the very best of his ability. When asked what working with someone like Travis means to him, John says it's game-changing. Not only is Travis learning new skills working at Habitat, but he is teaching our team a great deal as well. Working with Travis has illuminated opportunities in our processes and procedures that needs to be broadened and at times tailored to specific individuals. Habitat for Humanity of Pinellas County is committed to finding new ways to strengthen our efforts towards diversity and inclusion so more individuals like Travis can impact our mission. I hope that I have inspired all of you to partner with organizations like Placement Works and the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation to bring these incredible individuals into your workplace. Thank you again for your time this morning and appreciate your attention. we recently hired an employee through Placement Works, and he's been with us for a few months now, and it's just been a great opportunity for us to really work on some of our diversity in our organization, and to have him here today with me to speak to this group about what it's been like with his new role at Habitat for Humanity. It's pretty neat. I think, in our everyday hustle and bustle, we're going 100 miles an hour. I think sometimes we have to slow down and really think about, how do we make a deeper impact in the community? It's not just about, the widgets we produce or that day in and day out business, but it really is impacting other people. And so for us, it's been just transformational to have someone like Travis in our organization and working alongside our staff. It's given us the opportunity to look at things much differently as well. And so I would really encourage all employers to take the opportunity to think about hiring someone with disabilities, because it's not only going to change that person's life, but it's going to change the life of your employees and the organization. Placement Works has been awesome. They've made the whole process so easy, from the screening standpoint to the interview process, and then the constant wraparound services that they provide, staying in touch. They're in our office frequently to check on Travis, see how he's interacting with the staff, see if there's any other support services that they can offer. And just a few minutes ago, I was actually having a conversation with some staff about the possibility of bringing on a couple other staff members through Placement Works. So it's been a great partnership for us. I think hiring someone with disabilities has increased our morale. I think it's given some of our staff members the opportunity to mentor Travis, work alongside him. And again, it's sometimes we have to figure out that way to kind of slow down and just take a step back, and to see where Travis has come in just a short few months has been pretty impactful. I think for individuals with disabilities that are struggling in terms of identifying how can I find a place to work, I think there's employers out there that want to support them and they want to hire them, and I would encourage them to find an organization like Placement Works that can help them with that, and not to give up. They'll find the right opportunity, just like all of us.
Let's see, one of the newer members of the Habitat for Humanity team is Travis, who is responsible for providing customer service in a restore and increasing sales, which ultimately helps fund Habitat for Humanity's mission. Travis is a wonderful addition to the team and a great asset to the organization. Please welcome Travis Leslie.
Hello, my name is Travis Leslie. I am a consumer of vocational rehab and a proud employee of Habitat for Humanity. I would like to thank Voc Rehab and my counselor Tara Deary for helping me with employment services. Placement Works helped me find an amazing job with Habitat for Humanity. My job coach helped me every step of the way to make sure I'm successful at work. I really love this job and the people I work with. I like knowing that when I go to work, I'm giving back to the community and helping people. It's good. It feels good to go to work. Thanks again, Voc Rehab, Placement Works, and especially Habitat for Humanity.
Travis, you did great. Thank you for those moving stories. Our employers make a difference for our community every day, and as you all know, we recently had Hurricane Irma that caused a little disruption in our state. But we also wanted to give a special thank you to Nicholas Robinson of TGS Aviation for going above and beyond to help VR customer Gabrielle Schultz. In the wake of Irma, Gabrielle was in a shelter and unable to get to work because transportation in the area was not running. Nick went out of his way to pick her up and to accommodate her in order to get her to her job. And we wanted to say a special thank you for the efforts. Nick, it's employers like you that make the world of difference. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, our Outstanding Employer Awards. For our first award, VR is recognizing an employer who has made a big difference to someone who has a disability. FBD Signs Incorporated. FBD Signs shares their excitement in what they do every day at work with VR customers who have the same spirit. This is what they have done for a young graphic artist who is self-taught in her field. Representing FBD Signs is Richard Kelly. Please come up to receive your award.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Richard Kelly, and I am the operations manager for FBD Signs. We are a small business of 15, and we manufacture signage for organizations throughout the U.S., and it is an honor to be attending this ceremony. Employment is not something that comes easy, especially with those with disabilities. It can, at times, feel like an endless struggle. It is challenging to find an employer that will recognize value, strength, and ability. Therefore, organizations like vocational rehabilitations exist. It encourages businesses, large and small, to offer employment to those with disabilities. This year, to support our community, FBD Signs, in order to give those individuals with disabilities a place to work, we partnered with Placement Works, and I want to recognize Ms. Mona Andrews. Earlier this year, we reached out to Ms. Andrews, and she assisted us in finding 3 employees with disabilities. And those individuals have become exceptional members of our team, and they are still with us today. We believe that through the efforts of vocational rehab, Placement Works, and local businesses, we can continue to provide stability and confidence to members of our community seeking employment. I am thankful for the opportunity to represent FBD Signs today, and I am honored to be part of this event and this community. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. I mean, that just proves corporations big and small can make this work for everybody. That's awesome. Speaking of big corporations, our next honoree is HSN, better known as the Home Shopping Network. HSN has a long-standing relationship with vocational rehabilitation, Pinellas County schools, and vendors like Placement Works. Going back in time, HSN was hosted multiple disability mentoring days and events to bring diversity awareness to management and to coworkers. HSN has strong roots in our community related to disability awareness. The entire human resources team at HSN has made a huge difference in wanting to work with individuals with disabilities. They do not see disability. They focus on the true ability of people. Please help me in welcoming Kelly Brady, the OVP of Talent Acquisition, and Amy Shatira from HSN. It says, Jeff, make sure HSN speaks, so.
Yes, we love speaking. No, not so much. I thought I'd start with a little bit of a funny story that happened when I got here today. Amy and I got here and we came in and we set our bags down on the chair and then we went back out to get coffee. And when we walked around the corner of the chairs to go out to get coffee, there was a gentleman sitting there and I kind of clapped him on the shoulder and I said, hey, keep an eye on our bags for us, will you? And he said, yes, ma'am, sure will. Imagine my surprise when he ended up sitting up here. It was Senator Latvala that had to leave already. So I just wanted to let you know that in addition to his millions of accolades, he's also an excellent bag watcher. So I don't have a lot to say. I would say that HSN makes it very easy for us as recruiters to do what we love. I think a lot of recruiters get into this line of work because we want to help people. We know that giving them a job makes a huge difference in their lives, whether they have a disability or not. And then when we were contacted by Placement Works several years ago, and Mona and Steve and Christy came and explained to us what they do and how they do it and why they do it, it was a very easy move for us because we want to help people. We understand that there are barriers, and we certainly understand that there's more ability than disability in these individuals. So, Amy is on my team. She works really, really hard to educate the hiring managers to make them think outside the box with regard to, let's look at the outcomes. Let's not look at how the work gets done, just can the work get done. It might look different than you originally thought it would, but it'll make a difference. So we've been able to hire a couple of people recently. Amy was very helpful in hiring Katerina, and she is still with us and doing very well. So I just want to say that HSM makes it super easy for us to do this. We get community service days. We do a lot of work with Habitat for Humanity, and certainly we wouldn't be where we are today without Placement Works guiding us through the process. So thank you very much.
If you guys want to come over here for a picture as well.
I am so glad that funny story about the beginning of the day didn't start with, so we saw this fire alarm.
As a recruiter at HSN, I support the 3 business units that I mentioned, TV, content, and programming, and I partner with our clients to support their talent needs throughout the organization.
And we partner with agencies like Placement Works and Lift You in this context to bring people with disabilities into our organization and find the right fit for them within the company. Yeah. It's been a really rewarding thing for us, I think. I think it has opened our minds a little bit to the fact that you don't have to be able to do everything exactly on the job description the way that in one way. There's multiple ways to accomplish it. And so we've gotten pretty proficient at being able to share that with the hiring leaders to let them know that we can still get the job done with somebody who may not have been your first obvious choice.
I mean, I would say, really reaching outside of your comfort zone is going to be a benefit. I think that, with what we have done, we've worked very closely with the companies and agencies to be able to support their success.
Yeah, and I would agree. I think the thing is, people get declined for jobs for all kinds of reasons. It's important to not take every decline personally and base it on your disability. Don't let that be the reason that you stay on the couch. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to be brave. Everybody puts out hundreds and hundreds of applications. So, you will find the right fit. You just have to believe in yourself and put yourself out there a little bit. I mean, I would say it's really important to think outside of the box and look at what you want the outcomes of the job to be and open your mind to how those things can be accomplished. People who are not necessarily exactly what you were looking for can still meet those objectives. You just have to think differently about how you approach getting the work done.
And tell me about working with
I think it's been a great experience overall. I mean, I think that in the beginning it was definitely a learning experience to understand what the needs were and really identifying those areas of the business where we could be able to help support them. So the partnership has been great. It's been very successful thus far.
Yeah, I think the advocacy, having somebody that you can give feedback to who can help coach the candidate, that's different than it is when you're not working with a population of disabilities. You don't have an advocate for that person. So it's been really beneficial to be able to not just have to stop the process right then, but instead go back and revise and reflect a little bit and be able to move them through the process. And we couldn't do that without those additional resources.
Yeah, and even just partnering with the candidates in general and being able to support them through that process and, as Kelly mentioned, taking that step back and really providing feedback, kind of going a layer deeper, really assisted throughout the process.
Yeah, it's been great working with them.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our next outstanding employer is Jabil. Jabil Circuit is one of the largest manufacturers in the world. It has offices in 60 countries with 180,000 employees around the world and 2,500 locally. HR at Jabil has been very hands-on, allowing job coaches a unique opportunity to meet with supervisors to review our customers' strength in advance. This is a unique characteristic due to security clearance requirements. After a customer is hired, Jabil allows job coaches to participate in the same training and security clearance as they do, so we can train them as needed. Here today is Senior Human Resources Manager Deanna Dahoney and HR Manager and VR Consumer Ian Bellinger. Please come forward. Ian, if they stepped out, if you would like to share your story, we'd love to hear it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine too.
Oh, here you go. We have a
Thank you, Ian. Our fourth honoree goes the extra mile for its employees with disabilities, Mr. Car Wash. Mr. Car Wash gave Marietta her first competitive job, and she could not be happier. She works 15 hours a week at $8.25 per hour as a helper production worker. She washes, dries, folds, and redistributes towels to other workers who use the towels to clean or detail cars. Her supervisor allows her to work at a reasonable pace, which makes her both comfortable and happy with her job. She was doing such a great job that they increased her work days and hours. The folks at Mr. Car Wash allow the job coach to help with training and learning job responsibilities. Accepting the award for Mr. Car Wash is the general manager, Joni Roseberry. And regional manager Randy Nichols.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I actually wasn't prepared to speak, and I'm a little wired with the coffee, so I'll definitely make it short and sweet. First off, I'd like to thank all of you guys, and this is definitely truly an honor to be amongst great individuals like yourself and a group of great leaders. I definitely appreciate and thank that. And when it comes to Marietta, she should actually be up here, and her team should be up here accepting this award, because not only has she changed in her lifestyle, but she's changed everyone's lifestyle, including myself, my upling, Mr. Nichols. Just her attitude, that energy she brings, is a behavior that we foster and we want around all of our employees. That's something we want to spread amongst our entire company if we can. So I just like to definitely, I really wish she was here. Unfortunately, she's not. I think she's on vacation or somewhere out and enjoying herself, but I really wish she was here. And I would just like to thank her and definitely the VR team. You ladies, if you would stand up, please, I'd like to definitely give you a round of applause. You ladies have been exceptional with helping us through this process, because it can get tricky sometimes. We don't know everything, but I definitely thank you ladies for that. And I would like to definitely thank my mentor, Mr. Randy Nichols. Great leadership, great guy, and he's helped me to be the person I am in order to be able to bring forth and see what we have going on, able to bring these individuals in and to have them bring light to us and to inspire us. So again, I'd like to thank you guys, thank everybody, and definitely an honor, Thank you. But I got some in my pocket there.
You got a certificate? Yep, for you guys. And then also, I think we've got one for, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool. As well. Yep. For her? Sure, yeah, that'd be great if you wouldn't mind giving that to her when she gets back to work.
Do I exit stage left?
Go ahead.
Oh, take a picture. Do I stand or kneel? Right there.
Well done. Well done. Our final Outstanding Employers Professional Surveys, Inc., or PSI. Laura Beckner is one of PSI's senior recruiters. She sees everyone as an equal and is willing to go the extra mile. Laura opened her doors to Shelley, who was homeless at the time, and gave her the opportunity to get on her feet by giving her as many hours as she needed. Laura also accommodates Shelley with the hours she needs so she can get to work, to and from work by bus. Shelley has now been able to save enough money to start looking for her own place, and PSI gave her that platform. PSI is truly an employer that wants to make a difference in people's lives. Joining us today from PSI are Laura Beckner, Joy Daniels, and Rick Ladd. Please come forward.
Thank you. And Dory Duffy is also joining us as well.
You guys please come.
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I guess they forgot me. But my name is Dory Duffy, and I am the operations manager at Professional Surveys, and so proud to be an employee of Professional Surveys. We really look at ourselves as a family, and so when we had the opportunity to meet with Mona earlier this year and have her work with Laura to bring in someone who's disabled, it was truly exhilarating. Shelley Hardage comes to work each and every day with an enthusiasm that is unbelievable. And I only hope that we can work with Mona more in the future to bring in more people like Shelley. Shelley comes in every day with such enthusiasm, and she's worked very, very hard. And Joy is her supervisor and works with her as much as she can to give her all the tools that she can have to be truly successful in her job at Professional Surveys. So we would really just like to thank everybody for this award. This is quite an honor, and thank you.
Yep.
We actually are we are a hidden gem. We're a call center, and we work as a customer service center. So the primary focus for us is to give every single person that we speak to a great member experience. We deal with a lot of military people and their families, and so right there, that's gratifying, being able to work with military people and talk with them and just, have the opportunity to just be able to interact with them from day to day. Actually, I think that they do as good a job, if not better. Quality is very, very important at Professional Surveys, and we strive to give our customers the greatest service and experience possible. So therefore, our CSRs, our employees, are guided to give them the greatest service available. So yes, I do feel like the people that we do hire want to give back to the members and to the community as we do. They really don't want to looked at as someone different. They really just want to be part of our family, and that's what we look at ourselves at. Professional Surveys, we're a small company of about 225 people, so I think it's very important that we just kind of try to keep everyone enthused and make sure that everyone feels like they're a part of a company's success. You know what? The only concerns that we really have is just making sure that our employees get to work safely every day and that they have the tools that they need to be successful in the environment that we provide for them. I've had the honor of meeting Mona. Really, Laura's done most of the work with Placement Works, but we feel so fortunate that we've had the opportunity to get to know them this year and that they've actually been able to bring us people that we very much do want to employ. If we had any anxieties, I'm sure they did ease our anxieties, but I feel like we just wanted to give anyone an opportunity who really wanted to come and work, to give them the opportunity to be successful in our company. I want to say that this was a complete honor today, and on behalf of the company, we just feel like, Placement Works has worked so well with us that if we could just give back to the community, we'd be very satisfied.
It's an honor to be here, to be considered one of the many employers in the Tampa Bay area.
to consider anyone with a disability regardless. We look at everybody the same, and we'd like to give everybody opportunities to succeed with our company. Keep at it, get with the right agencies such as Placement Works to help get them in front of the right employer that's right for them. We are, as a company, very happy to be considered and nominated, as we are a small business in Largo. We do great things, and we want to continue to foster relationships with any agency, especially those with disabilities.
Well, even when it was first asked of me to attend, it was an honor. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to see so many wonderful works done within the community from so many different people that just genuinely want to help everybody and treat everybody the same. Well, in my experience, I initially never even knew who came in with a disability. It's not something that's automatically pointed out to me or any of the leadership. They know, but they don't share that information so that everybody can be treated fairly. So I didn't find out about the person who we are honoring today until later, that she was someone that came with a disability and she's performing very well. She never has hinted to me that she has a disability or that she wanted any type of special recognition. So that furthermore shows that we do treat everybody fairly, regardless on what their disability is. It doesn't have any impact on them and their abilities to work. I feel like, speaking on in my experience, they're grateful. They are very grateful. They just want to come to work and want to do just like everybody else. The individuals who I do have that works under me, they come to work, they don't ask for anything, they comply with the rules, they just want to live normal lives. I think that they should definitely take a look at everybody who's here today, network, look for advice, and them too go put themselves out there, and you just never know what you come across, who you will meet, and maybe that person may not know what their abilities are, but if they go out and try, they will find a place.
Throughout the years, my years, I've participated in a lot of recruiting and interviewing people, and it's something special when you sit down with an individual that has a special need and that is looking for work. You know, you can tell that they're nervous and they really want the job, and they're just looking for that person to really give them that chance. And when you're able to look across that table and say, you're hired, I don't care who you are, it touches you right here, and you can see the thankfulness in that employee's eye, and that somebody finally gave me a chance. And you know, that means a lot I think it would mean a lot to everybody in our organization when they have that opportunity to be able to give somebody a chance like that. My experience is, you know, again, they do want the opportunity, but they just want to be treated like everybody else. And the more you do that, the more gratifying that is to them. And you see that amongst our company. We do. We truly, we're a family company, and it's family owned. And that's kind of the philosophy that we stand by, is that we want them to feel like they're part of the family. You don't know, you know, their outside lives. You don't know what happens or what goes on in people's lives. So everybody's kind of within that same bucket, and you don't know what their challenges are, because we certainly all have challenges. It's just a matter of, you know, being able to recognize and being able to create an environment to where somebody feels at home.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. And we're getting close to the end. We have raffle tickets and door prizes for those of you who hang in here. You may not realize it, but there are a number of people working behind the scenes helping VR customers get these jobs. Would all of the VR counselors and job coaches or employment specialists please stand and be recognized for your hard work and devotion to helping people with disabilities? Please stand. Thank you. We appreciate all you do, and we're pleased to see the many, many excellent employers committed to hiring and retaining people with disabilities here with us today. If you're a business owner and want to learn more about hiring people with disabilities, please speak with the representative from Vocational Rehabilitation. October is when we highlight employment opportunities for people with disabilities. VR thanks all of our employers who are here today to make it possible for us to help people with disabilities find that elusive job. Return on investment is what people with disabilities provide. Helping people with disabilities go to work not only helps them, but also helps our economy keep up the great work. We want to thank everyone for joining us today and celebrating our outstanding employers, and we'd also like to give a special thanks to the Hilton of St. Petersburg Bayfront and Josh Gillette from the Catering Services Manager for allowing us to use their beautiful ballroom and for helping us to provide the delicious coffee and refreshments. The hotel has sponsored this heartwarming event for the last 5 years and counting, and we are grateful for your support here at the Hilton. And we want to thank the Planning Committee who worked so hard to put this event together. If you're a member of the Planning Committee, please help and stand up and be recognized. So now to wrap things up, we have a few door prizes to give away. We have 3 VR umbrellas, which, judging by the weather outside, it may be incredibly beneficial. So if you have a raffle ticket later, we'd like to call out the numbers. You want to call them out? Sure. Okay.
All right, well, before I call out the winning numbers, I would really like to thank Jeff Patterson, who has done a fantastic job today, so thank you so much, a true professional. Also, our Legislative Affairs Director, Miss Lucy Mose, who is in the back, and also Christian Adrick, who she has really taken this whole event under her belt. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate all of our providers for being here, as well as our staff. So thank you very much. So hopefully we will have some winners of umbrellas, and I hope that you don't need them as you walk out the building. So let's see. I will just do the last, 4 numbers are 2569. 2569. Must be present to win. Okay. All right, going once, going twice. 2569. Nope. Okie doke. Must have been one of the dignitaries who snuck out. All right. So our next one. How about 2598? Yay, all right, very good. Come on up and get your umbrella, fantastic. Okie doke. All right, and we've got 2 more. Yep, 2 more. So let's see, the last 4 numbers. 2580. 2580. Nope. Okie doke, going once, going twice. Yes, 2580. Nope, okie doke. Let's see. All right. How about 2582? Yay, all right, very good. Congratulations. Yep. All right. And our last little handy-dandy umbrella will go to, let's see, 2616. All right, hey, look at that. All right, what a group. Okay, thank you guys so much. Please be careful driving back. And again, thank you so much for helping people with disabilities work.
We enjoy our partnership with Placement Works. We employ a few of their constituents, and we love working with them to train them and also educate our members and our guests who come to Great Explorations to know that everybody has an opportunity no matter what their ability is. I would say that there's an opportunity for everybody, and everybody has a creative outlet, and Great Explorations is a great place to explore that creativity and put it to work. To other employers, I would say take the plunge, because Placement Works is there to support you and help you with anyone that they send our way. And they help with training and support, and if there's any obstacles, they help us overcome them. As I come and I meet other organizations that are here and who are involved, it's a good feeling, because I love when community partners can work together to make the biggest impact within our community.
I do laundry, and I do sheets, pillowcases, towels,
He's very energetic. He's always willing to do and always willing to learn, and he's very motivated, ready to move up. And I just found out today that he's ready to move on and move up, and I'm just very proud of that. I'm proud of him. Yeah. For me to learn and to accomplish everything I can at the plant as a laundry foreman, to possibly maybe be the plant manager, and to make sure that these guys are taken care of and get the dignity and respect that they deserve. I just appreciate these guys.
Appreciate you.
And thank you.
I feel very confident coming to work, sir. I come in, prepare my mind, and get ready to work. I work on the soil side at the VA. I sort out dirty laundry anywhere from Tampa to Orlando to anywhere they need to bring it from, and get it prepared for the clean side to fold and get them on the trucks and head out. Feel like I'm doing good for the VA, and that I feel excited to work there, to be able to help the veterans and everything and what they need as far as the laundry department goes.
I feel great. We love to hire, which we do disabled veterans, but we do civilians also. And it just gives, it inspires them to move up into higher positions in the VA system. So I wouldn't, like they say, I wouldn't call it a disability. It's an ability, because they're doing the jobs that all the regular employees do on a daily basis.
I agree.
If not better.
Very good, very fairly. It's more like family than other coworkers. We just kind of get really along really well. We enjoy working with each other. We get to know each other a lot better. I've had a great experience at the VA working there for as long as I have started, and I hope to continue, learn more, develop more, and meet new people, and be able to inspire other people if I can. And they've definitely inspired me to want to move up, do more, and be more involved with the VA and what they have to offer other people as veterans.
I also work at the VA. I've been with the VA for really 7 years, 3 as a volunteer, 4 as an employee. And I got hired officially with the VA on May 5th of 2013. I've been there 4 years now. I feel empowered to be around people that I can trust and respect, and that can help me with doing the job in a professional and utmost important way. I would tell them, look, you can make a disability into a capability. I don't see anybody being labeled as something they can't do. I've been labeled that all my life, and I've turned doubters into critics and people that respect me over time. So saying that I have a disability, I don't agree with that. It's a capability. You have the ability to make it a capability. For the most part, I love coming to my job. I work with great people. We motivate each other when one was coming down. We all know how to bring them up. And sometimes it's a challenge to keep them up, but as long as you're there doing your job and staying your own self, you will have no issues with anybody.
In a lot of cases, they're more qualified. They have more dedication. It may look a little bit different. You definitely do have to think outside of the box. But our most dedicated employees have come from Placement Works.
They do bring in a different atmosphere to the environment in the store. The retention has been very well. We have retained people up to 7 and 8 years at this point.
People with disabilities bring the human factor back into business and the communities. They're definitely missing out.
It was rewarding for us as the employer to see what benefits they are gaining from our actions as well, and from our actions of employment.
I don't think it's public recognition, more as public awareness. It gives the public an opportunity to see what good comes out of it. I think it's not about focusing on their disabilities, but finding what their ability is.